Happy to be here with you to celebrate and actually just speak to our beautiful weekend immersion. And we're inviting all the women that feel called to come and dive within our bodies, within our wombs, within our hearts, and within our whole being to come and gather for a weekend in the cold, in like the full winter, in the snowy winter mountaintops of Norway for a weekend, the 13th to the 15th of February, the Metamorphosis Weekend Immersion. Ah,
Yes.
so exciting.
Yes, and the winter, I am in Norway and it's not quite
Yeah.
snowy winter yet. I'm still dressed for it because what is the winter? The winter is unique in our part of the world, in the north, in the sense that it quiets everything down. It brings everything to a stillness. And we really feel that here in Norway, especially when the first snow comes. Everything just gets quiet and nature has withdrawn and pulled its seed and its everything that it needs to nourish itself into the core and into its roots and deep into the ground to keep the potential of what they can be in the spring ready for when the spring arrives and everything can start bursting open. And this is what we want to invite women to explore with us this winter. Because as the title Metamorphosis indicates, the whole concept of our metamorphosis, which we had the first retreat in France in September, the autumn of letting go was the theme then. But the metamorphosis is speaks to transformation. So, what transformation are we inviting people or women to join us in? And to me, and I'll let you speak more to that afterwards, Anne, um, and bring your thoughts into it. But to me, it has to do with transforming back into yourself. So that is the most beautiful transformation we can ever do, I think, as human beings, is returning to that which we, in our essence, know that we are and that we can be our full selves, our desires, our longing to express our true selves that children do so naturally and with joy and excitement, but that we learn as we move along not to express because it's not allowed, it's not good for you, it's not, it disturbs people. And we want to invite women to come back to remember that voice, that quality in you that is so unique and so valuable and so needed and wanted in this world. Because when you come back to that, you can begin expressing yourself with joy and excitement and love for yourself and for your surroundings. So that is, to me at least, metamorphosis. And Anne, would you like to um, say something from you?
Yes, for sure, because it's exactly what you're saying. It's with the metamorphosis experiences, we basically try to take the energy of the season in the year and take all its potency. So that's why every retreat and every immersion that we create with Metamorphosis is planned along the wheel of the year. It's really to tune into the essential, the essence, the energy that is available to us in that moment to support us in remembering who we are as a woman. And when a woman truly taps into that cyclical, natural, uplifting or carrying energy, and when you start to bring your awareness to that, to what this energy actually wants to help you with or support you with, there's just more natural flow. It's not anymore like I need to be on every single moment of the day or every single moment in the year. No, I know that there's phases where I start to become more inward and more still. And there's moments that I'm like, okay, let's go for it, you know. But that's what women in this world forgot. Because life is busy. Life is grabbing your attention on the outside. And that's why I know that these retreats are so important to have for us to keep on remembering that there is a reason and a rhythm to everything. And it's about you as a woman tapping into that rhythm that is nowhere else than inside of you. And this winter immersion is really about listening. So, as you just beautifully described, Emma, the stillness of Norway, the snowy quiet of that mountain view, lake frozen, like it is the perfect setting to actually honor the winter energy. To honor the moment in time that we're gonna come together is between winter and spring. So we're gonna be in the edge of like, we're gonna be tending to the winter within. We're gonna really listen and release what is still blocking us, because in the winter we can hear a lot in that stillness. And we're gonna find the calm within so that we can actually receive the visions for the year ahead. And so get very clear on what the seeds are that you actually want to plant. And through this retreat, you will get all the tools and the practices to remember how to release, but also how to keep on feeding and watering these seeds. So, Emma, what are we going to do to actually make that all happen within the retreat itself?
So, what we do, we all, both of us have different angles to the same center, if you like. Um, so I work a lot with meditation and visualizations and energy work, some movement, some breathing, but mainly sort of tuning into the inner language and learning to listen to and hear the inner visions or the knowing that we all have access to when we start to tune in. And then also I have a layer that has grown recently with me that has become so much fun, but also it turns out very potent, which is using the tones, the vibrations, bringing sound into the meditations, whether it is from us guiding it or whether we allow it to come through in the group. It helps to uplift and shift whatever we're sitting with and open up a field that is quite unique. So that is very exciting. In the stillness, to hear what happens when sound, tones, vibrations suddenly appear. What happens in our perceptions of where we are and who we are. So that is my part. And maybe Anne, you want to say a little bit about your unique work, which is, I have to say, I have been part of this and witnessed this, and the way you spoke of the cycle, how you explained the cycle of the woman's body in relation to the cycles of nature, it made so much sense to me. You have really, really dug into this and explored this and learned a lot, and you teach it so beautifully. So, what would you like to say about your work?
Yes, it's that. It's my work is in the embodiment.
Mm.
It's in the bringing whatever is already in the body and what is outside of our body back into our body and starting to listen to that. So it means not only being in the body and realizing, like you say, the cycles that we have. It's also like, but how can I fully honor that phase within myself? So you look at your menstrual cycle, and how can I let then the outside nature support me through the moon, through nature itself, like right now we're in autumn. Like, how can I let that support me in whatever season I'm in within my cycle? So, how I'm bringing that in this retreat is through embodiment practices. So, I am here for bringing it back into the body. We're moving with the body, breathing. Where I'm bringing the women's yoga, which I call the Yoni Shakti yoga, which is very much centered around your own inner rhythm. It's so much speaking to the womb and the heart, because that is where we women need to reconnect to fully start to realize what we actually are and how fast we actually are and how powerful we are when we actually start to tap into that. And the most special thing that I felt that was coming through for this retreat is that we're going to be together for 3 days and 2 nights. And in those 3 days, I'm going to bring you three different rituals that fully support the process of what we just described: being in the stillness, being in the unfolding of what wants to come through the light and how to fully nurture those seeds that want to actually shine. So I'm going to bring you the embodiment and the rituals for that weekend. And very excited to feel how that's going to shape itself, because in the end, like Emma said, we are co-creating that right now, but when we are together in the metamorphosis experience in the group setting, we know that things just change because it needs to be like it is. And I'm so curious how that's going to be in that all together. um, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see where this is going, and I really feel to speak to the part still that says, why are we doing this?
Mhm.
Why do we go to this metamorphosis retreat? And I would love for you to share, Emma, this beautiful visual that you just shared with me before we came here, of the beautiful candle that you light in the dark
Mhm.
over there. So can you?
Yeah, because here in Norway, one thing that we love to do when it gets darker, because it does get darker, and we're not in the very north where it's dark all the time, but it's dark enough that we love to snuggle up and get cozy with a candle, or for me, many candles, and or a fireplace, nourishing that light, that warm light. And I found that analogy to work very well with this concept of listening in the winter season to our essence, to our hearts, and find that beautiful candle in ourselves that can help us to feel our own light, but also our own warmth within. Because when you start coming back to yourself, oh, it's so delicious. And when Anne was speaking about the embodiment work as well, I just remembered in the last retreat, how delicious, how what a relief it was to be able to rest into that feeling. And it's the same with that little flame and that warmth. When you start to nourish yourself and you start to listen to yourself, that in itself is an act of love that ignites that candle and brings that warmth forward. And with that comes the courage to dare to be a little bit more yourself, and then a little bit more yourself, and to express yourself even a little bit more. And until you find you can meet the spring, both of the season of the year, but also your own spring season, your own cyclical season, with that potency and that excitement ready to burst forward in who you are, whichever way that is, whether it's a quiet moving forward or a loud one, but the one that works for you. And so nourishing that and kindling that core in each of us that has the potential for everything we long to be and are invited to be and live. That is the gift of the winter season, because you're invited in to the quiet and to the warmth and to the connection together and to a safe space. And that's what we invite you into.
Yeah. When you bring it like that, the one word that comes up is like, it can be so simple.
Yeah.
And can you ask yourself, do you believe that it actually can be simple?
Mhm.
That it can be simple to be a woman, that it can be simple to actually just turn inwards and let that be your compass,
Mhm.
to let that become the center of your whole life, of your whole everything that you create, every role that you are and are expressing into this world. And that is, I think, what we're doing with metamorphosis, to realize what is happening, what is this alchemizing and transformative energy that we're continuously going through on a circular basis. And when you start to tap into that, you start to realize that life doesn't have to be so chaotic.
Mhm.
It doesn't have to be like I'm feeling lost all the time, because I know who I am.
Mhm.
I know where I can return back to, because this is my home. There's no other home outside of me than me. So when you return here, like you say, relief,
Yeah.
the exhale.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
exactly look what I'm doing. Like, I can lean backwards and I can actually sink in. And that's what we're doing. Like, we're making it simple, because this is where it all centers in. And you know this. The only thing is the fear in between you playing the roles in the way that you're doing right now and the little gap between that what you are right now and what is already here is the fear.
Mm.
And we're gonna just be there and really let you realize that the fear is not something that can hold you or needs to hold you so tightly to actually drop within. You
Mm.
can actually let the fear be a part of that.
Mm.
And that's what I think makes it so potent to have this experience, even if it's just for 3 days.
Mm.
We go so deep, so deep. And
Yeah.
we had a beautiful wording for that when we just spoke about it. Like, when you come to this retreat, it's the simplicity that we bring, but that only comes through taking off your foot off the gas pedal.
Mm.
Like, and the gas pedal for me is what you're right now doing in your life and what you said yes to in your life. And we're just going to slow it down a notch. Like, we're going to slow it down. Come and sit for 3 days. Come and be with yourself so that you can realize that when you zoom out, when you lean back, you can zoom out and be like, okay, wait, what is serving me and what is not?
Mm.
And throughout this weekend, we will get to that part where we will get in. I'm going to say the golden part of
Mm.
this retreat is the last day where we're really going to be like, so what am I going to do? What are my action steps to take to actually devote myself to these seeds within me that want to be nourished, that want to be watered, that want to be born?
Mm.
And maybe see how you're going to put your foot back on the gas pedal. In
Mm.
which way?
Yeah.
Are you just going to let it rest? How can I do that from a resting place
Mm.
and not a rushing one that's always like looking, but
Mm.
okay, there we go. Let life do its thing. Life got me. So we're cultivating trust through all the practices that we're doing.
Mm.
Through all the weekend through, you're going to cultivate trust.
Mm.
Trust that life got you.
Yeah.
And this is exactly where you need to be. Because it is. It is.